So if you're lazy, but you still want to get into high ticket sales, I'm going to give you the actual real life steps that you need to do to get into a 10K a month closer role and nothing else. So these are the only steps that you need to do. So if you want to get into high ticket sales, but you're like, I don't know what to do, this is a step-by-step video. And when I was getting started trying to get into this, I would search for videos like this, and they either wouldn't give you all the information, or at the end of the video, I'd still be like, okay, but what are the steps? Like, what do I need to do? Like, everything was just fucking fluff. So I'm gonna lay everything out in detail here. First thing to understand before we get into the steps is that this is not like a normal job application process. Your resume is not as important in high ticket sales. With regular jobs, you send off your resume for them to reject you with no explanation given. You never even see this faceless fucking corporation or whoever's looking at your resume. But in these high ticket sales roles, the first thing they're gonna look at is your Instagram or your social media. Now, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. I'm not saying you need to post content or be some type of influencer. You just need to clean it up so that it looks like you're a normal person and you're not weird, okay? I'll restate this. You don't need to have followers. I'm not saying you need to post content, okay? Why would that matter to a business owner hiring a salesperson? He doesn't care about that. What he does care about, though, is that you look like a normal person who has some kind of life, IRL, you know what I mean? And you're not some weird creep, which is most dudes these days. So this is why this is important. So what you want is just have a normal profile picture of your face, nice and clean, right? No faceless accounts, no cartoon pictures for your profile picture. This shit is weird, and you are not the exception. I can't tell you how many dudes come to me and I'm like, hey, no faceless accounts, no pictures, profile pictures of your dog, no weird pictures of you like off in the distance where they can't even really see you. You know, you're just like, is that a person in the profile picture? And they're like, oh yeah, I get it, but my mind's fine. I'm like, no, you're not the exception. No one, bro. Like, what's not getting through the brain? And then what do you want to have after you fix the profile picture? You just want to have a few pictures of you doing stuff in your life. That can be with friends, with your family, whatever. That's all you really need to have, because most dudes don't even have this shit. And the reason for this is when a business owner gets a message from you or even a job application, the first thing they're going to do is search you up on Instagram. 100% of the time, okay? This is just the world that we live in now. So do you want to succeed, or do you want to be afraid of computers and internet people and hide in your house and just be a complete failure for the rest of your life? You need to get with the times or just get left behind, bro. So just look at your social media and think, if someone looked at this, would they want to hire me, or does that shit look weird and creepy? You know instantly. If they look at your profile and they don't like the vibe, you're out. That is the punchline. Just like if you get on a call with them and they don't like you, you're out, right? It doesn't matter what your resume says. If they talk to you on a call, they're like, I don't like this guy's fucking vibe, they're not gonna hire you. Same thing with your Instagram. So once your online presence looks good, this only takes like 3 to 5 minutes to do. When someone joins my one-on-one program, we fix this in like 5 minutes, done. Once you've done that, you need to go and find these roles, do outreach, start applying. So the easiest way for you to get one of these jobs is to join a program like mine where I can help you one-on-one. But since many of you watching this are not going to do that and you want to do this on your own, the second thing that you're going to be doing, the second step, is doing outreach and applying, trying to find these jobs yourself online. Unless you know someone that's going to hook you up with a role, these are the only ways to do it. Join a program or do it on your own through outreach and applying. So when you apply to normal jobs, again, to give a comparison, you send off your resume to like hundreds of job postings. You just go on these sites and you're like, click, 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 right? Just over and over like some weirdo. But with this, you're going to be outreaching directly to businesses through their social media. We'll also be applying to jobs posted on social media and other places as well. The first platform you want to go to is Instagram. Obviously, I've gotten more people jobs off Instagram than I can count, because every single online business owner uses it to run and promote their business, and they all check their own messages. Everyone is addicted to Instagram. If you look at anyone's phone, 90% of their screen time is Instagram. This is why, okay? So on Instagram, you'll be able to find tons of people selling their coaching, consulting, their marketing services, their courses, their software. All of these are high ticket products and services. And you can tell all of this just by looking at their bio and the types of content that they are posting. What are they talking about in their content? Now that you know what these businesses look like and how to identify them just by looking at the bio and their content, you want to be doing outreach and sending messages to these high ticket businesses every single day. I'm not going to give you a specific number, but I would do as many as you can each day. I have a video on this channel. It's called How I Make 10K a Month Annoying People on Social Media, where that video goes strictly only over messages, what to say, how many to send, all that stuff. So I would go just search for that video and watch it. After Instagram, I would go to LinkedIn, okay? The LinkedIn is better than Facebook. I'm not gonna get into Facebook in this video because it's scammy. You can get jobs there, but it's not worth the time of this video. So what you wanna do is go to LinkedIn, because on LinkedIn, you can find jobs in two ways. The first one is you can search actual job postings. So people will post high ticket sales roles in the LinkedIn jobs section. So you would type in when you search high ticket closer, appointment setter, things like this, etc. And then the second way is you want to take all of the business owners that you have outreached to on Instagram, find those same business owners on LinkedIn, because if they're using Instagram to promote their business, especially if it's some type of B2B service, they're probably definitely using LinkedIn as well. And then you just want to go find their account there and also message them on LinkedIn as well. Now, you want to do this every single day, not 5 days a week, not like, oh, I did it 3 days in a row and then I went and did stuff with friends. Every day. Every day. If you don't know what every single day means, I would just go to Google and search up the dictionary definitions of every single day. So when you apply, follow the instructions. If it's a job posting, they're going to have detailed instructions. Make sure you follow them. Do not miss a step. The reason I'm including this is because many people don't do this. They don't follow the instructions. They don't even read the entire job posting. And guess what? They get disqualified. After you apply to any job that you see posted, you want to send them a nice message as well and say, whether that's through email, the platform, doesn't really matter, and just say, hey, I applied. I appreciate you looking at my application. My name is John. Quick description of yourself. Hope to hear from you soon. That's it. Very quick, okay? Now, at this point, what are the steps that we have done so far? Just to summarize or whatever. You have cleaned up your social media, right? And every single day you are sending 20 messages, 30 messages, whatever, it doesn't matter, a day to business owners and influencers on Instagram. And you are also on LinkedIn applying to job postings and messaging business owners there, okay? You need to do these steps every day. Sometimes it only takes a week and you get a good role. Sometimes it's going to take many, many months. I don't know. It all depends on you, your work ethic, the timing. Do business owners think you fit their culture? All this stuff. But even if it takes you many, many months, if you can't do this simple work for however long it takes to be making way more money in a way better opportunity, then you're not going to succeed at anything anyway. Like, this is a joke, bro. This is not hard to do. It's just tedious and uncomfortable. Those are the two reasons why people don't stick with it. But big deal. No one said doing something new and making money was easy. And here's the big secret rich people don't want you to know, or they know that you don't, basically. There is no comfortable way to make lots of money. It's all uncomfortable and hard, right? And if you cannot do something boring or slightly difficult for a while to drastically change your financial situation, you are not going to succeed. Now, after you've been doing outreach and applying for a period of time, you will start to get replies. The way it always goes is it will be like a snowball effect rolling down a mountain, right? You'll get nothing for a while, and then suddenly they'll all come at once, or they'll all come in waves. Like a bunch will come at once, then you won't get anything. Then a bunch, it's how it always goes. I don't know why. It's not linear. And when you are getting replies, right, this is very important, and people are saying, yeah, I'm hiring, or yeah, I'm interested in talking, whatever, you are the one that needs to move it forward. A big problem I see with pretty much everyone that I help and work with is that they're not good at taking the lead or taking responsibility for their own success, which is wild, bro. Like, you know that phrase, no one's coming to save you? There's a reason that shit's getting fucking hammered on your feed all the time. It's because motherfuckers can't even take their own responsibility for their own success, and they think some thing's gonna swoop down. I can't even go off on this tangent, bro. You need to take responsibility for leading the conversation forward, which means at every instance, you need to be like, great, do you have time to get on a call? When can we schedule a call? Do you have time to get on a call? If they don't respond, say it again. Can we get on a call? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not gonna do it for you, okay? Especially over messages, you know how people are. It's such a inefficient way to communicate as opposed to communicating in real life. So just remember this. You need to constantly be pushing them to get on a call, not in a pushy, like annoying way, just constantly bringing it up, right? You're trying to be direct, get to the point. And when you start getting on calls, because this is your goal, you need to get on as many video calls with these business owners as possible. That is why we're doing outreach. That is why we're doing applying, because the more business owners you get in front of who have an opportunity they can give you, the more likely you are to succeed and knock it out of the park. That is the punchline. That is all there is to this. There's nothing else to this, all right? Now, when you get on these calls, you need to ask them questions like, hey, how many sales calls do you have scheduled today? What is your product? How much does it cost? And how do you get the sales calls scheduled? How are you generating them? Is it through paid advertisements? Is it through VSLs, webinars? Are you posting tons of organic content and they're coming in that way? Also, how much money do you make every month? What was your revenue for the last 90 days? Like, you need to ask questions like this so that you can get an idea of what's going on inside the business. If they don't have sales calls scheduled or they stutter when you ask them these questions, those are probably bad signs. Or if you get on the call and they're like, well, I don't really post content and I don't really have sales calls scheduled, but I do have some leads. Could you like cold call them? I don't know. They're like 6 months old. Like, these are horrible signs. They're not hiring you to do sales. They're hiring you to do the fucking lead generation that they should have done when they started this business. So all these questions I just listed will give you information on whether or not this is a good business to sell for or not. Then once you start deducing, okay, this is a good opportunity, this isn't, and the good ones start offering you roles, you can deduce which one would be the best business to sell for. Now, if you just only did these things, only these steps, nothing else. You didn't take any sales training. You didn't consume 97 fucking hours of YouTube videos a day. You didn't waste time on all this other bullshit all the other high ticket sales gurus are telling you to do. These are the only steps your lazy ass needs to do to get into one of these roles. You just need to, it's like hammering a nail, okay? Like, you're going to be hammering this nail and you're like, oh, this is getting boring. I mean, it's going in, but this is so boring. Maybe I should do this thing. No, just keep hammering the fucking 3 nails that I gave you in this video. See what I mean? So if you're lazy, all you need to do is a few things, but do it over and over. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So just do it until it works. What most people do is they send messages to businesses, or I'm getting off track. If you only did the things I talked about in this video, you would be doing what pretty much no one does. If you do these things consistently and you just smash the nail over and over, you will get a good role eventually. When people come to me and they're like, oh, well, I did outreach, or oh, I've been applying, bro, I've been doing that, right? When they say this to me and they're like, it's not working, what they mean is they did it for like 3 days and then they gave up. Just do it until it works and you will succeed. When you first start, it will be slow, but then the train will begin to move. It will get momentum. You will start engaging with businesses and you will start getting on lots of calls. This is how it goes. There's nothing else to this, all right? Now, like I said, if you do these things alone, you will get a good role. However, if you want to stop being lazy, and there's other things you can do as well. So what's one thing you can do? You can also go to the major job boards. Why am I recommending this? Because these are not as efficient. A lot of times these roles will not be posted on there, but then again, sometimes I do see them on there. I'm like, oh wow, that's a great role on Indeed for some reason, but it's not most of the time. So if you're lazy, this is not worth your time. See what I'm saying? So if you're not lazy, you could go to the normal job boards like once a day, just for a short period of time, and search up high ticket sales, search remote closer, those kinds of terms, and apply to all those jobs in the same way. Follow the instructions, try hard. And then another way, and this goes without saying, but if you have a social media presence already, even just like a few thousand followers, you can leverage that to get roles. If you have any connections in this space at all, that would be the first thing I would be doing, is reaching out to them and asking them if they know anyone that has available roles, people that need a closer, etc. And you can also post content about sales. You have no idea the massive lever that this is, okay? That's what I did. Show your competency on your social media. and just talk about this stuff. However you want to do that. You could even talk about, like, you could post a reel a day talking about the outreach and applying you just did. Like, it does not matter, bro. Have you seen some of the dumb shit people post on Instagram that tons of people watch? No one's doing anything. They're just sitting on their ass and they have an insatiable desire for more content. So whatever you post, someone's gonna watch it. You know what I mean? It's that bad. So there is no like quality threshold you need to meet. It can be anything. Just be like, this is what I did today. I sent this many messages, Just make it somewhat decent and you're good, bro. But basically, the point is that when someone looks at your social media, they will see, oh, this person is doing high ticket sales or they're talking about high ticket sales. Profile also looks good. They don't look like a faceless weirdo. And these are huge boxes being checked that 99% of people don't have checked. I've had students post like 3 talking head videos, reels or whatever, about sales that weren't even good videos and they started getting more job offers. Literally. So don't worry, oh, my content isn't good or I'm too small. Just do the action. It will make you stand out. And that's a huge part of this, is just standing out and getting their attention in a good way. Because if you do that, you will get consideration for these roles and you will get them, period. Now, to summarize, if you're gonna do this on your own and you're not gonna join a program like mine, the answer to getting a good role is volume, numbers, that's it. So make sure your online presence looks clean and good, and then just start unloading the clips. Empty the clips every single day because you only need to get one. Do not let anyone tell you that outreach doesn't work. It works if you work. It doesn't work if you don't work. Get what I'm saying? Because most people don't do the work and then they blame the outreach and they're like, I did outreach, bro, it doesn't work. But they didn't do the work. It's like teaching kindergartners, like, hey, this shape doesn't fit here. It fits here. So message as many people as possible, apply to as many jobs as possible, hit as many platforms as possible, and just do that every single day. Remember the dictionary definition you looked up before? Every single day. And just keep doing it. Even when no one is replying, just stay consistent. People will, and this is the crazy part, people will apply to like shitty 9-to-5s for like 8 months or a year or longer all the time to get one of those, but then they can't do social media outreach and applying for like 2 weeks to get a high ticket sales role. It's mind blowing. If you just do everything I've talked about in this video and you just do it consistently every day, it would be literally impossible for you to not get into a high ticket sales role. In your position, this is just a numbers game. That's the end of the video. If you want my help getting a closer role or an appointment setter role, go to the links in the description. Until next time.